All right, welcome back to Technique WOD. I'm Doug Larson. This is Alex Macklin, our weightlifting coach. He just got back from the Olympic Training Center, and his lifts are looking nice and crispy clean. He's the best he's ever been, so you're in for a treat. Today we're going to do a 3-part video series on the jerk. We're going to do a big overview video right now. We're basically going to talk about exactly how to do the movement, so we're going to leave the mistakes for part 2 and part 3. Part 2 is going to be on the dip and the drive portion of the jerk, and then part 3 is going to be on the catch and the recovery, both for split jerks and for push jerks or squat jerks. All right, so first Alex is just going to demo both a split jerk and a push jerk. All right, so again, today's the overview video. We're going to talk about exactly what to do, and we're going to leave the mistakes for part 2 and part 3. So if Alex picks up the bar, CTP, if you can come to the side, that'd be the front. All right, so you can see Alex's elbows are in front of the bar. If you have good mobility in your shoulders and wrists, ideally your hands would be closed. Alex's hands are open right now. Can he close them? Maybe. There you go. If you can close your hands like that, that's ideal. That way you're not having to catch the bar overhead. You already have your hands wrapped around the bar. So you can see it's resting all the way on the shelf of his shoulders, basically, right in front of his collarbones and right on top of his shoulders. There's no space there. That way he has a stable platform that he can use to accelerate the bar. You can see he has a vertical back. He's standing all the way up. And then when he dips, go and dip and pause at the bottom. When he dips, his elbows stay forward. He keeps a vertical back, his knees come forward, and he's on his heels. He's not bending forward, he's vertical. Okay? And then when he goes to drive, same thing. Drive through his heels, elbows stay forward. Go and drive and stand back up. So he keeps that vertical back, elbows stay forward. If he can, again, he keeps his hands nice and closed. And then let's go ahead and do the full catch. So go and dip and drive and catch to the top. There you go, and then you can see when he catches in a good squat. Go and pause with the catch. There you go. He pauses in a quarter squat, Again, he's still relatively vertical with his torso. Elbows are locked out. Hands are all the way closed around the weight. You won't have a hook grip in this case. You're going to have just a regular grip on the bar. And again, the weight is kind of mid-foot or maybe heel heavy. You're not going to be on your toes. If you come around to the front, and go ahead and rack the bar normal. Come around the front, same key points. From the front, go ahead and dip and pause. When he dips, again, weights on the heels, knees are out, his knees aren't diving in. And then when he goes to drive and catches, drive and catch. Again, you can see elbows are locked out, there's no bend there. Knees, again, are out, they're never diving in. And then go ahead and stand. All right, we're going to do the same thing. We're going to look at, this time we're going to look at the split from the front and then again from the side. So the dip and drive is the same. And then when he splits, same points. Elbows locked out, vertical torso. You can see his knee is right over his foot. It's not diving in. His front foot is relatively straight ahead. He might even toe it in a tiny, tiny bit, but it definitely won't be toed out. Okay? If we look at the split from the side, what happened? Okay, Alex got a rest. All right, so again, Alex is going to do a split jerk, and then we'll talk about the catch portion of the lift. All right, so he pauses here. You can see his elbows are straight up. You can almost see his ear from the side. His shin, nice and vertical, maybe even just beyond vertical, but it's definitely not forward. Weight is mid-foot or heel heavy. His thigh is just above parallel, so he's nice and low. He's not hyperextended. He has a vertical torso. And then when he recovers, he goes front foot back, back foot forward, and then he can drop the weight from there. All right, so a little detail on grip position. If you watch our clean series, you'll see Alex come out of his front squat when he cleans, and then he'll adjust his grip and he'll move his hands a little bit wider. So if you haven't seen that, he's going to do it again right here. So you see he stands up from the front squat, he gives the bar a little bit of pop, bounces it up, and then he grabs a little bit wider, and having that wider grip makes it where he doesn't have to throw the bar quite as high. The wider your grip is, the lower the bar will be, as you lock out your elbows. So you don't have to throw it quite as high, which means you can probably do more weight, and that's a good thing. So again, one more time, watch the bar pop off of Alex's shoulders, And watch how he widens his grip. So you can see his hands were about right here, and then he hopped them out an inch or two. You don't have to necessarily do that, but that is an option if you want to grab a little bit wider. If you're a person with long arms, that might be a good option for you. Next thing we want to talk about is how to split and recover from the split, how wide to split your feet. So what I like to do is stand on something. This might be kind of hard to see, but there's an X on the ground right here where all these mats are coming together. If I'm on this line right here, when I dip, I'm going to be here, and then I'm going to come back to that line. I'm going to step my front foot back to that line, and then my back foot forward to that line. A really common error is that people dip, and then their front foot doesn't go forward as far as it needs to, and so they'll split like this. And I haven't really moved forward that far, and now I have this forward shin angle. I'm going to step back and then step forward. So you want a nice wide split, again, where I have a vertical shin, or maybe even a negative shin angle, I'd call it, where I'm not forward like that. So a nice wide split at all times on your split jerk. What else we got? Okay, Alex brings up a good point. We're going to talk about which foot to split with. So as a general rule, right-handed people are going to split with their left foot forward and vice versa. But the easiest way to tell is to do something called the push test. So what you're going to want to do is, they don't necessarily have to know you're going to do this. It'd be better if they didn't know. You just say, hey, I don't know, just turn around. I just want to look at something real quick or whatever. So they don't know what's going on. That way they just react and they're not thinking about it. What you're going to do is you're basically just going to go up to them and just give them a little bit of a light push on. Alex didn't know that was coming.
Like a little bit of a light push up. Alex didn't know that was coming.
Oh, shit. All right, you give them a light push on the back. Whichever foot they step forward with is the one that they need to jerk forward with in real life. We didn't show, did we show both variations? Yeah. Okay. Okay. All right, so that's it for part one. Again, this is the overview. Part two is going to be on dip and drive. Again, all of the how-to as well as the mistakes. And then part three is on the catch and the recovery. Go to barbellshrugged.com, click on Technique WOD at the top of the page, and you can see those videos in the library.